Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more Skald against the Black Priory. Speaking of which, we are in the Black Priory. We have made it to this supposed tomb of the Emperor. That's the suggestion, but we've found journal entries that have mentioned a fake tomb. So that's kind of what I'm expecting this to be. Let's interact with it. The golden tomb stands before you in all its glory. Have you arrived, at last, at the object of your quest? Embler, what are you thinking? It still beckons me. Though standing here now, something feels off. Nonetheless, as I see it, there is only one way forward. We must open the tomb. Drina, how about you? My faith in the golden dead is unfailing, and it screams at me that something here is not as it seems. But we've come this far, and now as we stand before the tomb, I say we get to the bottom of this charade. Open the tomb. You brace yourself and push with all your strength, but find that the lid slides back easily and locks into position with a slight click. It's as if the lid has been designed to open and close. Nonetheless, the sarcophagus's contents now lie before you. You draw a collective gasp as the contents are revealed. Nothing. The sarcophagus is utterly empty. Roland's laughter booms through the tomb, and you can hear Drina offer a whispered prayer of relief. Embler somehow looks less than surprised. What is this? A false tomb. A decoy, perhaps? Like a chest with a false bottom. I suspect the true meaning of this tomb lies deeper than we first suspected. Embler muses. There is something we've missed. Some hidden secret. What happens if I go to it again? Okay. Ah! There's a secret door here. Is there anything on this side? No. Okay. Oh. The tunnel ahead is ancient, narrow, and dark. Walking down it, you cannot help but feel as if you are descending into some deeper abyss, far more ancient than the Priory and reluctant to give up its mysteries. Nonetheless, you also cannot help but feel as if you are once more being pulled forwards. Something awaits you at the other end of the tunnels, and it's beckoning for you to proceed. You feel it too, don't you? Embler attempts to peer into the darkness ahead. This is the way. The tomb chamber was never what the Priory was built to protect. There must be even older mysteries below. I suspect many of the monks themselves didn't know of this. Perhaps initiates offered praise to a false tomb for centuries, while the Grandmasters kept the lie? Let's move onwards then. Cat, not to interrupt your theoscopic ramblings, but there's something you might want to say, Berdicus. Cat has walked up to the edge of the light and is carefully extending her arm into the darkness. Look at this. Darkness will not yield to the light. It's as thick as tar. Some kind of word, perhaps? I suspect we'll need to navigate these tunnels blindly. Ivan, was he Scottish? Our path takes us into Pearl's darkness, then? Ivan rubs his chin thoughtfully. Well, we've survived countless horrors thus far, and I dare say we must keep our wits about us now, and proceed with the utmost caution. I can think of few fates worse than being lost and waylaid in this morass of darkness. Venture forth. Well, we know about the maze, so let's consult our journal. Where? Oh, it's in my inventory, isn't it? Hang on. Possibly this one? Navigate, okay. I might just write this down, so I don't have to keep referring back to the journal, so just bear with me a sec. So, south to wall. South to wall. And then west until wall. West until wall. It isn't graph paper this time, for anyone who's interested. I know I've made a few maps. North until wall. North until wall. West until wall. North, west, north. North to wall. West to wall. And north. And we are out. Okay, let's do this then. So, we need to start off by going south until we hit a wall. which feels like that is. Then we go west until we hit a wall. That's a wall. North, that's a wall. West, that's a wall. North, west, north. That should be it. There we are. Cool. That was easy. The air down here is thick with a metallic smell of ozone, and a throbbing ache grows in your teeth. Each step down the narrow, winding tunnel takes you deeper and closer to what? But you have come this far, and you cannot help but feel a surge of determination at being so close to the end of your search. It is so close now, the call is almost too much to bear. Embla touches her forehead and for a moment seems to sway. Are you unwell? Oh, lots of XP. I think everyone's leveled. Yes, but there is one way to ensure... Sorry, there is but one way to cure it now. We must proceed. Embla straightens. Dreena's eyes narrow. This place is not for us. The deeper we go, the further I feel we are from the golden light. We must go on. Surely we must go on. Ivan insists with an uncharacteristic intensity. We press on, but let's level up first. So, we're now level 20. This is probably our last level, so let's try and make it count. I guess I was working towards getting Spellburn, but I don't know. I would need another level to achieve that. Cat, what were you building towards? Was it Vein Strike, or was it... I don't know if it was increased movement. I don't know if it was fletching either, to be honest. Initiative might be useful. Riding, let's add some bleed. Gives her another attack, doesn't it? Alright, let's do Roland. So it's charge, ranged accuracy, which isn't really a concern for him. Or I put a bit more into blade finesse. We'll get more crit bonus for these. I'm assuming it does apply to the two-handed blades. I don't think I've ever found confirmation that's the case, but I'm just assuming it is. What are we doing here? Oh yeah, it would be nice to get to increased aura radius, but again, we're a level off there. Ivan. Not today, maybe? Could be useful. Or he's fairly precise with his attacks anyway, I think. Maybe... I think strength does have an impact on range, so I am going to take that, in fact. Now, my last point, is there anything that would benefit from that? I'm not sure there is. We'll add towards that. We might level one more time. I don't know. Arcane Rush. First time you take... Yeah, that's probably what we'll take, but we're way off Spellburn with her. But we can actually get this, so... I don't know if it will ever tick, but if it does, we got it. It does require her taking damage. Doesn't generally take damage because I keep her so far back from the front line. Like the tons of stone that presses down from above, so does this chamber convey the weight of untold eons. Rows of embalmed corpses line the walls, sitting in perfect stillness, with empty eye sockets staring into eternity. How long have they been here? These men and women came here to worship long before the first stone of the Empire was laid. Their corpses were already ancient when Galleon landed on Erdan's shores. They are... dreaming? You turn and realize it was Kat who spoke. She looked surprised. I don't know why I said that. The thought just came to me. But they are dreaming. Sharing the sleep as dream, waiting for him to return to them. Where are these thoughts coming from? Can we leave, please? Yes, let's move. A little quick save. I'm slightly worried that any combats we hit from here on might be quite tough. there's definitely an excavation site, huh? The cave expands into a vast chamber littered by the remains of what you deem to be the final resting place of the Cabal expedition to the Black Priory. Large quantities of stone and dirt have been shifted in what appears like an attempt to excavate... what? Your eyes strain in an attempt to make sense of the structure partially protruding from the rock. Your mind reels at the thought that, whatever this is, it must have been placed here thousands, nay, hundreds of thousands of years ago. What's more, despite seeing just a small segment of the structure, you feel certain that whatever is buried here is vast. We're here, we've made it. All these years, this is what was buried under the Priory. This is where the sleeper awaits. Embla's voice trembles like a prisoner who senses that freedom is finally within reach. This thing, it cannot exist. It should not. Who can build something like this? Trina's voice is the closest to panic you've ever heard her. Oh, this is the very heart of madness itself, Roland whispers to himself. The sleeper awaits. Head down. There. Nothing to interact with. I'll even do the cooking. There's lots of rumbling happening. Feels like something's on the verge of collapse. I'm just keeping my finger held down to see if there's anything to interact with. It doesn't appear to be. Not even this weird thing. What is this? Is it a statue? I see Lightcaster. Okay. The strange construct rises menacingly above you. As you approach, the fungal growths that cling to it writhe in greedy anticipation, clawing impotently at the portal set into the structure's side. You cannot easily discern the material used in its construction, nor the hands that made it, beyond the fact that there is an aspect about it that makes you think of the artifacts that the Magi sometimes employ. Now, its outer skin is pockmarked and weathered by the shifting of stone over endless millennia. For the briefest moment, you see it in your mind's eye, free of stone, moving over a landscape of jagged mountains and jungle-clad hills. Great ferns sway in the humid breeze, and in the distance you see great singing towers. A sudden tremor shakes you out of it, this one more violent than the previous ones. As you reel from the quake, Embla walks past you, moving towards the portal with her hand outstretched like a sleepwalker. The air hums with energy that appears to be emanating from the portal itself. The fungal tentacles begin to thrash wildly in anticipation. The tremors return, more powerful now, and around you the stones fall from the cave's roof. Embla, wait! She does not appear to hear you, and before you can grab her, she's touched the door. The effect is instant. Strangely shaped glyphs set into the portal begin to glow with a light so bright it's nearly blinding. An undulating vibration that you feel in your bones rises and echoes through the cave, and for a moment it sounds as if someone or something is howling madly. And then, sudden silence. What was... Before you can finish your sentence, the ground again shakes violently, knocking you to the floor. Rocks and debris explode outwards from the center of the cave, and an inhuman roar so loud it causes your ears to bleed emits from the horror that emerges into the cave. Bursting forth from the depths below, it towers above you, a squirming mass of untold millions of strands of fungal growths, animated into a gigantic, mauled worm horror. I'm very much reminded of Still Wakes the Deep, which I've also been playing currently on the channel. Okay. The tentacles thrash wildly with enough force to break rock as the abomination claws its way out of the emergence hole and towards you. Then you see it. Embedded in its roiling half-flesh are the forms and faces of men. You know with certainty that these are indeed the final members of the Cabal expedition. Stagger to our feet. Oh. The creature lumbers towards you, emitting yet another terrible scream. Your heart sinks as you set to receive the charge. From around you echo dozens of replies as its smaller siblings are called forth to the feast. Attack. Okay, this is the feel of... well, I don't know if it's a final boss battle actually, but let's have a look at what's come out. Dragon's Herald, level 20, Resolute Beast Abomination. Very tanky, I think that's the most hit points we've seen. It is immune to critical hits, so that means no backstabs either. It's also immune to panic, paralysis, which might include stun. Its resistance to fire and physical damage, but it's vulnerable to sublime damage, so we shall remember that. Drina might be our best bet here for doing proper damage to it. Let's just sort of put our tanks around it then. I'll probably hang back. I'll probably mostly sling like magic missiles and stuff. Put a cat there. Okay, let's begin. So Cat is first. We know she can't backstab. Can we do anything else that might be useful? I don't remember. I don't remember if it said bleed. Let me just, before we do this. It doesn't. Oh, look, it's immune to non-magical damage. Jeez. Okay, that's a thing. It doesn't say it's immune to bleed though. So let's try this. Let's do a vein strike on it. I didn't quite catch what it said. That's not the... Is that the combat log? Oh, vein strike. Did the piercing. I don't think it did the bleed though. It doesn't mention that. No. Oh. Okay, Roland then. Well, Roland's probably not going to be able to do very much to it, so I think he's just going to come in and just whack at it. He did a bit, to be fair. Cat, I think a lot of us might just have to keep the mobs away. Let's bring Drina in. We'll see what Hammer of Light does to it. It's vulnerable. It only did 18 damage though, so it's got other resistances going on, I think. I think the blunt aspect it's resistant to. Sublime Projection might be a better bet. I'm not entirely sure. Alright, let's see what we got. Second Wind, Rapid Shot. We'll start with a Rapid Shot on this thing. Oh wow, I should have done Mark, shouldn't I? Thought it was a bit tougher than that. I can't do Mark now. Right, I think... Obviously we can't stun the big thing, but we can stun the mobs, I think. She's cascaded, so let's see what Swarm of Gnats does to it. It's only 70, yeah, it's resistance, so we might be better served trying to do the mobs. What does Magic Missile do to it? It counts as physical, so it's not doing a lot to it. I think it said it was resistant to poison. Can the haste... Can I do that on anyone, the haste? Oh, we can. That's interesting. Okay, me... should just do the Inferno and kill everyone. It's resistant to fire, so that's pretty much me made useless in this fight. But... Well, we can maybe get rid of that. I think Dreen is going to be our main way of getting rid of the boss, and the rest of us are just going to be kind of keeping the mobs off her. Even that magic missile's barely touching it. I know it all counts, obviously, but I just think we're best served. Like I said, attacking the mobs. 9 piercing doesn't feel great off Cat. He does have a multi-strike, so they are hacking away at it. It's summoning stuff, okay. So who is it? It's Drina now. Well, obviously we're going to keep going with... I'm going to see what the Sublime Projection does in terms of damage. Yeah, I think it did less, but I also think it probably uses less mana. But let's keep going with the Hammer of Light, because that is doing more damage. Iburn... I think, well, oh, okay. Let's do this one. Right, I think... I know it's kind of intensive on them. Oh, it's me. I thought it was Embla for some reason. I guess maybe was she stunned then? Maybe that's what happened. Yeah, let's just keep sort of working away at the mobs. Cat. Oh, she was blind. All right. Okay. Roland. Oh, okay. Wow, okay, they're starting to get some bigger stuff out now. Trying to make sense of what was happening there. I mean, I think we're just going to keep hammer lighting on this thing. The mobs are getting a little bit concerning now. Right, we're going to stun them though. Who we got? We got me. Okay. Yeah, so maybe some magic missiles down here. That one. Now, we're doing quite well keeping the mobs down, actually. It's Cat now, so I suppose we'll just put some damage on that. Roland. Kill Stealer Roland. Okay. Nice. Alright, well, I think I'm going to check our arrow situation. So we've got 23 left, 10 bodkin, 1 broadhead. Yeah, okay, so we'll keep going with the hunting ones for now then. Now let's have a look at this thing. I mean, it's highlighting as interactable. Don't think we can do anything with that though, so let's do this again. As you approach the portal, a humming once more fills the air, and strange arcane sigils light up across its metallic skin. As if reinvigorated by the resurgent energies filling the cave, the mangled piles of the fungi worm things littered around you begin to knit together and reassemble. Roland sits slumped against the wall next to you, breathing heavily. You best get that door open if all those things come at us again. I don't think I can hold them for long. Clasping hands, you pull the massive brute to his feet. He winces in pain and a cough sprays blood down his chest. Don't worry about me. Roland offers a sad smile. For the first time you notice the stain bleeding through his tunic and armour. Surely this is no issue given the right magics. Examine the wound. Oh, you apprehensively lift his tunic to reveal his abdomen. A large gash rimmed by necrotic skin, and worse yet, pushing out of the wound from within are thick squirming tentacles. I think this is as far as I go. Besides, where you're heading I suspect you won't need me. What are you saying? Tremors once more shake the cave, and before your eyes the gigantic herald thing reknits itself together before rising up to even greater heights than before. It sways momentarily and then lets out an ear-piercing scream. Around it, untold multitudes of fresh minor horrors rise forth. Roland painfully gets to his feet. No, I'm not leaving you. Young fool, go now. I can only buy you seconds. Roland clasps the back of your neck and pulls you in until your foreheads touch. No more words are necessary. He lifts his weapon and turns, broad-legged and defiant, to face the onslaught of slavering jaws. Roland! The soft touch of Embla's hand on your elbow snaps you out of it. Berinicus, we have to go. Don't let his sacrifice be for naught. Go. The portal shifts, disassembling itself into component panels like some strange flower opening its petals to welcome the sun. Oh, I'm on my own. You dream of floating, of stars, a blue orb wreathed in a shimmering veil. But there is more. A rift. Something seeps through, like venom entering a wound, coiling, roiling, primordial. Suddenly a scream of pain and terror cuts into your mind like an acid knife. Shocked awake, the scream echoes in your mind. Was it real or part of the dream? Stirring slowly, you find yourself lying on some kind of table. You're naked and cold and, as far as you can tell, all alone. You stand up and find your head spinning. Even in the faint light, the vague outlines hint at proportions and dimensions not meant for men. What a mortal hand could have framed such things? Perhaps the concealing darkness is a blessing for your racked senses. Oh. It's starting to look a bit H.R. Geiger down here, isn't it? Oh, it's water, that's why he's sort of changing sprite. Okay, they will stop paddling around in that stuff. He says, immediately jumping into another one. Okay, there's a door here. Locked. A strange membranous substance blocks the road ahead. You suspect this may be some kind of door, though there is no opening mechanism nearby. Okay. Oh, this is a path. Yikes. The scene ahead of you is one of utter horror, frozen in time. The form of a man utterly unmade with a master surgeon's precision. And for what purpose? Cruelty, perhaps? No. This body was taken apart by curious hands, like a child would pick apart some clever clockwork toy to get at the secrets within. Murder to dissect. Examine more closely. Oh, dear. Reluctantly, you approach the mangled face of the corpse. Disassembled into its anatomical component pieces, it's nonetheless familiar to you. This is the corpse of Ivan, the man who fought so valiantly at your side through horrors untold. This was no warrior's death for him. Just pain and terror. Goodbye, old friend. Oh no, the corpse's eyes open wide. Impossibly, Ivan is still alive. The surgeon has taken great care to maintain the integrity of the circulatory system, and for the first time you notice that the splayed body parts are still connected by pulsating blood vessels. Eyes stare at you in wordless terror, and no doubt, pain beyond measure. Okay, we'll try healing. I've got to roll 8 on a 2d6. 11, we did it. You control your breathing as best you can. Ivan is already gone, you're just setting him free. With deft hands, you reach into the open chest cavity and find the still beating heart. You end his torment. Dazed, you stumble away from the horrid scene. There is nothing more for you here now. You must push ahead. Oh, yuck. Poor Ivan. The simulacra of a humanoid form stands before you. Is this a machine imitating life, or some living thing imitating a machine? A strange viscous liquid fills its cupped hands, as if it's offering it to you. Leave. No thank you. Okay, so that's still, that's the same text as the other door. Oh dear. Movement catches your eye ahead. Something small and pale, crouching like a frightened animal. Your heart sinks as you see who it is. Cat. She throws herself at you and clings at you like a shivering child. They took him. They made him. Who are they? What's happening here? The little men. They live in the walls. I saw them take us. Stripped us down like beasts going to the butcher's cleaver. They don't sleep like he does. They stay awake so he can sleep. Who do you mean? The king, the navigator. He slept for so long, but they say it's time for him to wake up now. They say they're glad we came here. We did good. But I don't believe them. We should never have come. Gods walked these halls. We need to get out of here. Cat's expression vacillates between a smile and sheer terror. The little men say we can't leave. The king must awaken before the crawling doom finds its way inside. She tilts her head slightly to one side as if hearing something. They say it's time for me to go now. I'm next. Cat takes a step backwards. Cat? She holds your gaze, her smile almost apologetic as she backs up against the wall. The strange biomechanical material convulses and a fissure opens up. Half a dozen grotesque small hands reach out and wrap around Cat. Before you have time to react, she is pulled in and the fissure seals shut with a disgusting smack. You are left dumbfounded and alone. Oh no, all my friends. It's the same thing. Okay, let's push on. I don't know what I was expecting from the Black Priory section of the game, but I think it's fairly safe to say it wasn't this. I've picked up a vessel. Oh, can I pick up the liquid, maybe? Fill vessel. The vessel slots into the machine creature and fills liquid. You take it back. Perhaps this could be of some use. Maybe. I'm going to try it on the locked door. That's up here. No, that doesn't work. Okay. Smooth, empty basins line the console. Narrow grooves seem to connect them, and you get a feeling that they're part of some kind of machine. Whatever this is, it appears dormant at the moment, and has likely been so for a long time. Okay, well, we can fill the basins. Carefully, you empty the fluid from the vessels into the basins. Seeming to move of its own volition, the fluid spreads from basin to basin through the inset grooves, and slowly the entire room hums into life. It appears you may have conjured something back into life. I'm going to take a quick look down this corridor first. Oh no, it's locked. Alright, fine. Okay, so we have to do this. Alright, let's see what this is. The interior of the aperture appears like a churning vortex of some black oily substance. Within it, motes of light appear, looking almost like miniature stars that are born and die within the span of moments. Images form, strange geometric shapes that combine and recombine in strange, infinite fractals. Looking around for a way to operate the strange machine, your hand passes over the liquid-filled basins. A strangely musical note can be heard. Soft at first, and then much stronger as your fingers lightly graze the surface of the liquid. Dipping your fingers into the liquid at different points produces unique notes, almost like playing an instrument, and as you do so, the images on the aperture shift. You find yourself mesmerized. The auditory and visual patterns seem utterly incomprehensible, and yet there is something there, something stirring in the back of your mind. The longer you play with it, the more the strange sounds and images resonate within you. You begin seeing them for what they are, terms in some great cosmic equation, a language of pure logic. No longer are the notes mere sounds. Within each note a number resonates. As if sensing your dawning understanding, the great machine offers you a prompt. 01123. How do I respond? This seems like a mathematical thing. 011 plus 1 plus 0 plus 1 plus 1. Is it going to be like something like Fibonacci sequence or something like that? I don't know that off by heart. 01123. Let's try 4. The machine prompts you to enter the next number. Oh. 8? Double 4? The final number? 14? Discordant. A discordant sound blares at you from the machine in what can only be described as contempt. The aperture dies down and the machine appears to enter some sort of hibernation state. Can I do it again? What happens if I do 5? Does it continue through the rest of the sequence? Yes, okay. Maybe we'll double to 12? 15. Oh, okay. I don't really want to do trial and error here. I'm not getting the mathematics required. I'm alright at maths. I'm not a maths whiz though. I haven't seen any clues anywhere. I don't think the journals will say anything. I don't think anyone made it this far. Let me look at those numbers again. Okay, I'm going to pause while I think about this. Okay, that's what I'm thinking. 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. So 3 plus 2, 5 should be the next one. And then we'll have 5 plus 3 should be 8. And it'll be 8 plus 5 is 13. There we go. A sonorous polyphonic wave of equations issues forth from the aperture. Like a veil being lifted, you find that you understand the machine's language on an instinctual level. The machine serves at your command. What's going on? The image is one of a deep, timeless sleep. Millennia's passing in silence. Then a sound. Something banging on the outer skin. Children. They have descended from the trees and multiplied. In their greed for knowledge and power, they now come to disturb us. But something else has crept in. They have torn the veil. It is here now. It claws at our skin. We are holding for now, but we grow weak. The navigator must awaken. Issue another query. Unlock the doors. The machine abides. The inner doors have been unlocked. Okay, let's leave. So, is this going to kind of circle round to where I was? Yes. So there was one other door then, wasn't there, that we couldn't open previously. Have I still got the vessel? Can I take more liquid? Yes, I'll take that just in case we need it in a bit. Just trying to think, was there another door? Or was that it? I think that was it. I think there are 2 doors. There were 3, but one door was the same door from different angles. Oh, it's Drina. Hello. Drina's whispered prayers echo softly throughout the strange hallway. Over and over she recites the same lines as she rocks gently back and forth. Drina? I tried to talk to her, to make her see, but it's too late. I couldn't stop her. Who, Embla? She's so close now. He calls to her. I really did try to stop her. Drina? Oh, no. But I see now. We have always come here, and we always will. Go. She will need your help before the end. She lapses back into reciting her prayer. There is nothing more to be done for her. Oh, man. What's this? Ooh. Okay. We've lost Roland, Ivan, Kat, Drina. The only one left's Embla. You stand in the halls of Titans. No man was ever meant to see this. Why did you come here? It was her, wasn't it? Or was it? Did you ever really have a choice? Was there some unseen hand driving you towards this doom? Breathing fast and head reeling, your eyes fix on something utterly out of place in its mundanity. A discarded shoe. Embla. Look behind. You sense her before you see her. A luminous phantom in the darkness. Naked and emaciated, there is nonetheless something in her bearing. Acceptance? An aura of maternal comfort? She strokes your cheek. Don't be afraid, Daydreamer. We're with him now. What is happening? Come, look upon him. She takes you by the hand and leads you to the base of the massive throne. Stars flash before your eyes as you force yourself to look at the statue seated on it. Or is it something more? A sleeping king? A god? Your heart begins racing. You cannot bear standing in its presence. Embla begins laughing as tears stream down her face. A tremor violently shakes the structure and you feel, more than hear, an otherworldly scream coming from somewhere outside. Embla's eyes are wide. Time is running out. I must do what I was summoned here for, and you must help me. Help you to do what? The king must awaken before the dragon reaches him. He slept for so long, and there is so little of his essence left. He needs fresh life. The glass sarcophagus opens as Embla approaches. To your amazement, you see that the inside is molded to perfectly fit a human form. The dire implications of the device are unmistakable. No, it can't end like this. I'm supposed to take you to your father. Don't you understand? She smiles sadly. I'm already with my father. She softly strokes your cheek. I've always come here and you've always brought me. Time and time again we've stood here in this place. And every time you do the right thing. That is the entirety of my universe now. Him in front, you behind. But you'll die. All things die. But I'll be with him. I wonder if I will look out from behind his eyes. Slowly and painfully, Embla hoists herself onto the rim of the sarcophagus. With much effort, she swings her legs up and lies down in the device. Her body seems to have aged years, just since you entered the chamber, but now a look of utter relief washes over her face. The machine emits an oddly beautiful note. A ritual has begun, and it is time for you to take your part. Interact with the machine, I guess. A torrent of resonant waveform logic floods into you, and the machine now awaits your command. Commence the ritual. A huge tremor once again shakes the craft. The howl that sounds The howl that sounds this time is much more forceful. Something is about to breach the craft's outer hull. Embla's half-open eyes remain fixed on you as you feed the machine the harmony that sets the ritual in motion. The faintest trace of a smile plays across her lips. Snaking tendrils emerge from holes in the machine, seeking out the body encased within. She jolts as they plunge into her flesh. For a moment she is quiet, and then she breaks out into violent spasms. The machine begins to whir, and the tendril plugs pulsate obscenely with peristaltic motion. It has begun. Let the ritual proceed, I guess. The room shakes violently. Light is streaming from the anti-womb into the sleeping king, as Embla is utterly unmade. He who sat undying for eons stirs. He rises. You are but an insect at the feet of gods. All is darkness. 2997 was a year of little note for the Empire. Peace and stability reigned. With one exception. The Outer Isles were lost. The event is extensively documented. The catastrophe was wholly natural, albeit tragic. The volcano Kataban awoke after millennia of dormancy. It is written that the plume of smoke could be seen from the mainland. But there were other rumors as well. Sailors claim they saw a new star in the sky the night of Karaban's eruption. Such rumors are naught but lies. Cool. Let it be known that after much toil and hardship, Berinicus joins the illustrious ranks of the most holy order of the Persevering Blade. To be one of us is to have spat in the face of death and despair. It is to be one who forges ahead where lesser souls stand trembling. Now, onwards to glory. You completed the game as a level 20 battle mage in 45 days. Report thine feat on Twitter to Skald RPG AL. Okay, well that's the end of the game then, I think. Let's make it full screen again. No. Okay, you're gonna stay like that? Right, okay, I don't really know what to do now. I think that might be the end. There we go. That is the end of Skald against the Black Priory. Yeah, it certainly went some places in that final episode, huh? I mean, let's just try and unpack it. So, it felt like sort of an ancient alien race crash-landed eons ago, millennia ago. Humanity kind of rose up. They kind of were worshipping like the aliens as gods, perhaps, and then kind of built up a society around it, but moved off into other islands, whereas they built a priory on top of the craft that had landed, and they were maybe Gallian, that first emperor who was mentioned as becoming like a god, maybe either he was that alien, or, because they mentioned he might be buried underneath the priory, or he took the power in some way, perhaps. I don't quite get and obviously this kind of Lovecraftian cosmic horror thing has been trying to get at this craft for a long time. I don't quite get the cyclical nature of like saying we've always been here and stuff. I'd be interested to know any thoughts in the comments as to that, if you have any theories or anything you've picked up from the story that perhaps has eluded me slightly. Be interested in that. But otherwise I think it is just quite Lovecraftian to just have try to describe the unknowable, the indescribable. So I think there's an element of that, you know, like we have glimpsed something far beyond the understanding of humanity. We're like cavemen trying to understand like a hologram from the future or something, you know. It's like they can kind of see the shape of it, but they don't understand how it got here, kind of what it does. That's my thought anyway. But let me know, as I said, in the comments. And thanks very much for joining me on this journey through Skald against the Black Priory. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, if you could hit that thumbs up button, that'd be very much appreciated. And if you're watching this, if you followed this series and have enjoyed it and haven't yet subscribed to the channel, would be amazing if you could do so. So thanks very much. And I hope to see you elsewhere on Boring Dad Gaming for other games, other playthroughs. Bye for now.